what I mean by air out. I just want to just do some poems. Yep, I'm slurping today. I'm slurping my tea. So if you in here, sit back and relax. I'm gonna do some poems and things, and randomly just pick them, and we see where we land at. That's what it is. So y'all just deal with me because I'm in that kind of mood right now, and I just want to read some stuff. That night, I watched the sky cry. I watched you sitting in that cold room surrounded by steel bars and that familiar lighting that always made you guilty. Even before you spoke, guilty fingerprinted itself across your skin like a scarlet letter. I remember hearing that woman say, if only she would have complied and shut her mouth, this would have been just another day. But this is not another day. I am sorry we failed you. That your assassin is somewhere breathing in what was stolen from you, and you, a warrior gone far too soon, never to return to us beyond a memory, beyond a news feed. It reminds me of my baby girl, Miana, the sponge. She who sucks the life from you the moment you realize how much she has taken in. So afraid of showing emotion, she doesn't allow you to hug her or show compassion without those big crocodile tears swelling like quarter-inch salt tracks down her cheek lines. My fear reminds me of you, Sandra Bland. So unafraid to be right. Even when being right means never seeing home again, even when being right means a jail cell would be the last home you've ever known. Who knew that that cell would become a melody that sounds more like privilege than justice? How that cell made the word human unfit for your skin in this country, so this country owes you, Sandra. We owe you because your sacrifice proves that bravery has nothing to do with gender, but everything to do with audacity. It proves time and time again that incompetence and policemen have two things in common. Number one, always obey the blue code. Number two, auctioning off a black life to the highest bidder sounds like an American holiday. Hashtag cover up, black body dead, cover up. So what happens when you finally pull the covers up? And revolution matches the face of every little black girl living in this struggle. 4 little black girls in Birmingham, Alabama. Those black women who joined a party that ended up in prison, ended up as enemies of the state, locked outside of a society that claims justice for all except those who wear afros and black skin. Education and black skin. Black skin always hanging from branches rooted deep in this American soil. And so every day I wonder about my daughters. I worry about how this country always waves a banner of injustice and color blindness like metaphors for the 13th Amendment. So I worry about the chances they have living in this America. Walking in your footsteps, Sandra Bland, tucking fear deeper than those family trees, bury their fruit on Mississippi byways. We will forever remember you, Sandra, the martyr. She who had given us another reason to fight through your sacrifice, remembering that cold stare that you left us with, that empty feeling that reminded that there is nothing to fear but fear. And this revolution will forever sing your name out loud. Yeah, so I'm just going to run through a few. I just need to air out, man. So y'all, everybody who's here joining in, thank y'all for joining in. like I said, I'm just gonna air out a few pieces just to kind of get free for a minute. So I'm hoping y'all with me. I'm on YouTube live if you want to come on YouTube. I'm on Facebook if you want to come on Facebook. Next poem. I wrote a poem last night that sounded like yesterday. It played like Negro spirituals, those sorrow songs our ancestors sung when singing was forbidden. During a time when hope only lived inside of a dream that felt far less American than pitchforks and cowboys and hanging black bodies from southern pecan trees, but somehow it's still embedded deep beneath her soil, still buried in the heart of her history like dirt roads and chewing tobacco. You see, I wrote a poem that begged for an apology letter, a poem that screamed for freedom and reparations because that's what's needed and not because something we should have to ask for. See, I wrote a poem that wept much like Jesus did. Much like Moses did when he begged to let my people go, but it fell upon deaf ears and they made a mockery of a sacrifice that turned humans into niggers. So inhumane, many still suffer from this travesty today, hundreds of years later. Even after dead presidents sold drugs in black neighborhoods, then imprisoned black people for selling them and using them like that wasn't part of the plan in the first place. This poem reminded us of ripbacks, the ones our ancestors bore. They have forgotten to call us human, making us descendants of slaves instead of human beings. I wrote a poem last night, y'all. Felt like wading in the water, like boots marching to an anthem that forced a quarterback to bend his knee and raise his fist, like two black athletes standing at a podium, medallions hanging on their breast, beating and pounding against privilege, and those American smiles that watch Negro athletes instead of watching black men winning the Olympics. You see those black govs covering their black fists for the entire sports world to bear witness to black excellence. You see this poem, y'all. This poem felt like a heartbeat screaming for acceptance when colored folks were dying just to feel human. I wrote a poem that forced barren wombs to find safety in teardrops. So some suffer from cancer causing relaxers. A poem that felt like she said no, but no one listened. A poem that said she said no, but no one listened. I felt the poem pen bleed like Congress biting her tongue while Capitol Hill signed mass obituaries. It felt like a prosthetic smile, like politics, like Samuel L. Jackson without his favorite dance or his favorite word. It felt like hollow points killing teenage dreams after a police stop, dead and wavering to the whistling winds, like a boy whistling till death do us part. This poem said policemen carry a get out of jail free card on their badges. It says justice and hush money are kissing cousins. It sounds like we could keep slaves if we could agree. I wrote a poem that reminds us that black men can't breathe in public places, that the word boy and girl have no age restrictions when it's attached to black skin. It tells us that color blindness, murder, and vacations go together. It tells us black robes and white hoodies are interchangeable here in America. Injustice lives in rainbows of white Southern folks and Northern policemen, those who protect the blue code with orange presidents and blinded by arrogance and complexion or shading or firing squads. You see, America ain't never been this great before. She ain't never whistled Dixie more loudly. This union made anything bigger than black. This country made everything better than black. This poem, y'all, this poem is about how much she loves us. about her endearment for black folks and felonies, the scarlet letter that assassinates birthrights, marries the 13th Amendment and mass incarcerations. This poem is about second classmen, it's about citizenship, it's about color coordination, the natives, the freemen, black faces who built a White House they can't walk in, carrying a name that belongs to a plantation, owning a Wall Street that didn't involve slave trading, about praying to your enemy who looks like the deity they gave us, turning the other cheek to be a slave in a land of the free. This poem is about America in all her greatness, her belly full of lies, her pockets lined with everything the slaves created. It's about her arrogance buried way beneath the lies and language set by American standards. This poem felt like yesterday, but it feels like tomorrow, like the South, like prison. And this poem somehow feels so fucking American. It echoed since the aftermath of the so-called Civil War. The so-called freed African American begging for his rightful due. And I don't know about you, but I want my 40 acres and a mule. For miseducating the black man, I want my 40. For the former slaves and the lives they gave, I want my 40. I want my 40 for every chiseled tooth and every force-fed slave, for whistling at white women. You see, I want my 40 for Skittles and iced tea, for mixtapes and gunshots, for loose cigarettes and chokeholds, for loud music at a southern gas station, for reality TV shows and crack babies and poverty. I want my 40 for white folks feeling threatened, for black folks being hungry. Orange is the new black and the new president. 49 is 40 your drained it out impeachment. I want my 40 for police brutality, for black skin and target practice, for prison sentences that look like football scores, for illegalizing black skin, for every peaceful protest that amounted to nothing, for Negro spirituals for being the reason you kick in the church's front door. I want my 40 for my grandmother, for bullwhipping my father, for televising snitching, for every fake ass politician. I want 40 for cotton fields and prick fingers, 40 for the 13th Amendment, for your bigotry, those little white lies that you never own up to, 40 for Baltimore, overseers, policemen, Klansmen, judges in robes, 40 for justice having a color issue, for Ronald Reagan, both Bushes, that bastard J. Edgar Hoover, for Nixon, 40 for poison water in Flint, Michigan, for killing Malcolm X, for killing Fred Hampton. I want 40 for Black Lives Matter, Jetta 6, the Central Park 5, Leandro Castillo, Kanye West losing his goddamn mind, black preachers praising Donald Trump, for Bill Cosby, for 45 grabbing women by the pussy, Kevin Spacey grabbing men by the pussy. I want 40 for your bigotry, 40 for the good ship Jesus, for the black Jesus, not that new one, 40 for segregation, Jim Crow, Ben Carson, Ray Lewis, trap rappers in miniskirts, Christmas addicts, Black Wall Street, Emmett Till, that goddamn Tyrese video, for bootlegging, brown nosing, Uncle Tom's, right-wing conservatives, Democrats being scared, quarterbacks having to take a knee, freedom still hates color, Flint, Michigan still has water, lead in their water, 40 for African Americans that laid their dead. I want 40 acres and a mule, just like Malcolm said, by any means. It appears your greatness stands on the shoulders of two names. One name worn by a man, the other a black bird. Jim Crow wrapped in your pride, perfectly sewn into a red, white, and blue fashion. And when it boiled down to complexion, it seems like your conscience gets aborted for some reason. Your claim to be color blind, but always find the colored ones. Maybe they smell like target practice. Maybe our bodies sound like strange fruit when they hit the pavement. Either way, in relation to your star-spangled banners and bombs bursting in midair, it gave proof that your repetition is stellar. more American than ever, more war games than loving thy neighbor. You were so great in your laziness. I wonder how it felt watching everyone else work while you sang and got fat, while you raked the land and the people in it, corralled them into barn houses and holding pens, much like today. You know, brown folks being the perfect poster boys, always wanted, always needed. Maybe that's why we love our picture on flyers and billboards, standing naked, bearing all the things we want to be accepted for, reminding us of the first trap era when we drew in crowds of Americans to watch us hang as we still do through our music, filling stadiums with our degradation and those triggers. I mean, those lyrics we love to recite, but not in front of grandma. Words like coon and nigger, Uncle Tom, even the word picnic you can't say that in front of grandma. You see, she worked too hard cleaning up after American folks messed over. See, you don't have that luxury. She's not fond of this new era because she remembers when segregation and God fit into the same sentence, but never in the same conversation, especially when Massa was around. The time when your last name matched the plantation you came from. The name no one wanted, you couldn't give that shit away. Hell, you couldn't pay someone to exchange it with you, so you wore it like a cheap suit. In fact, that name fit you like a cheap suit. Someone else's burden living inside the pattern of that cheap suit, clinging to your skin like loose-fitting duct tape. You see, grandma knew better. She remembers tiptoeing through the big house, hoping Master Tom didn't have an itch that needed her attention. She remembers wading in the water, trying to wash away the filth of servitude with yes, sir, and yes, man, branded on her language, still unsure of how folks never age past the word boy and girl, but still cling to a dream about change in this America that won't fucking change, where black folks continue to panhandle for fucking change in what this America won't listen to. But still, we fight, we hunger, we starve for fucking change. We just airing out, folks. We just airing out. I got a lot on my mind. It's just one of those days. And I ain't gonna be angry the whole time. I'm gonna do some nice stuff. But right now, I'm just gonna air it out. So if y'all tuning in, thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all for just spending this time. I got a lot of shit to say. And so a lot of times, you know, we don't get to say some of the stuff we want to say, but it's about me in this moment, right? And it's just some things that I felt like I wanted to get off my chest. And it is what it is. So y'all stick with me. And yeah, let me see what we got here. I got a lot of shit that I want to read. I'm telling you, I got a lot of shit I want to read. I got some new stuff that I want to read too, but I'm not. I'm just not. Only because I want y'all to hear some. I just want to air out some things, and let's just go with it. I carried you with me for nearly 3 decades. Weathered storm after storm with you as if my breathing depended on your existence. Sometimes I still can't breathe without you. I can't breathe without my lungs feeling heavy and loaded with the carnage you made me to know. It feels like I'm living on a highway to nowhere, and you won't let me pass. See, fighting with you is like swimming upstream, and these waters are so unfriendly. And I'm built for combat, but sometimes not always fit. And in the end, it seems like I'm getting nowhere. This rodeo show has come to an end. I need to bid you farewell. I need this union to end. Part go separate ways. I can no longer bend to assist you in this takeover. I cannot find solstice within your whispers while you're sitting on my shoulder. You see, this weight is beyond belief. This load is so overbearing, and sharing this nothingness has become as familiar as bed sheets. But no one is sleeping here. No one has a safe resting place. This space is oceans deep, and I can barely walk on my own. Seems I've lost my own footing. I have no balance. These callous souls are burning, and I am spinning out of control. And you sit and watch me suffer through it all. You see me fighting to breathe, yet never answer when I call, and I know you hear me. I know you watch me from behind those sheltered walls, behind dark corners and under broken promises. I've received your messages. Finally, I can see where the promise is, and now I know the only way out is by cutting ties. I have to loosen these imaginary chains on my wings. You see, I need to fly. Your power over me is what holds me behind. And once I realize your power is only in my mind, I can finally say goodbye. Son, I too have scars. We haven't earned them, but they were handed down, made as a rite of passage before we began to walk, before our voices could form into words, when the only thing we could do was cry a noise that sounded like God could hear us. Son, I would never leave you. In fact, I am still here, holding up the block like a dope boy, a term that I know you are familiar with. Heard it make mornings out of your smile. You see, there is still sunlight in your breath, son. Still a way for you to see what freedom feels like, my son. Please think of your sisters. Think of the mothers that bore each of you. They've got a way of handling you, son, and you should know they are waiting for you. It is coming slowly, but quicker than you think, dear son. You don't need that kind of approval. Don't need that kind of dance off. They've already learned your rhythm, just as they have learned mine. They've packaged it perfectly, made it street side available. They didn't ask me for permission. Never summoned your mom. I know they damn sure didn't ask me, but my son, you don't need their approval. Don't need to wonder where you fit into this equation. You are the one they've been waiting on. Watched you flower pot everything they wanted to control. They chased your fancies like cotton candy, made it fit into the tiniest jean pocket you could find, my son. Don't let them fool you. You do not need that image. Don't need to play donkey for those warmongers. Son, you ain't no damn cowboy. Rodeos ain't never felt your breath in any kind of way on any weary night. So don't let them tell you. Don't make them hear your name in their bedrooms, in their daughters' dorms. I've had to learn these words, had to see how chocolate hearts have become delectables for their kind. They ain't gonna see you coming. Not unless you sing as they taught you to. Unless you scurry under the landscapes that built on your backside. I know it feels good. I know it feels normal, like a pair of fresh kicks and a fitted cap, but you should find your own crown, son. Polish it till it blinds them. I already know you had that light. I saw it glow when I saw your first smile. They ain't found a reason for your kind. Can't find magic to fit into your toy chest. Can't you see these men love toys, even smile when they make noises that other people can't hear? I don't have all the answers, son. Don't care to even find them. But I need you to know that this image, that image, will never wardrobe you properly. It's because you shine like the perfect sun. And your image will always blind them. Perhaps I should start this poem with a smile. A teardrop with your holy name. Let its salt track its way down your cheeks. I can't believe what I read. I saw your mother's tears forcing her finger movements. I never knew what that felt. I never knew what you felt. Didn't know how you missed hearing my voice, the one that will have you here. It's only been a full day. But the text read, guess what? So there was a party going on in her womb. It said that you hear my voice. It made you dance a little. It made you make a memory worthy of a new post. Like I said, I didn't know what you felt. Couldn't believe that my voice made you wake you even in a womb, even in my absence. I bet you didn't know that dads are like doves. We both have wings and tears that find homes inside of lyrics. A dad has voices that can wake a baby in her home. I can't believe how excited you were. Can't imagine what made you decide to swim or walk or gesture as if to say that voice belongs to my dad, but you did. And baby girl, I hope that I made you proud. Wish you could see how many tears and we moved by the sound of my voice. How many tears were moved by the sound of my voice. There were so many in that space. So many people asking to lay hands on my clothing, but you were right there holding the spot just like you do. You were upside down, residing in a place they call triple darkness. It was from the womb you heard your father, the second voice that positioned this day for us. I was so happy. The tears found me in a perfect position, found me wrapped between that phrase, man up, that I can't stand, but you, baby girl, you made your father become father again, gave me the okay to keep the sun within its rightful place. I still can't believe what you've done. how you made my spirit open to what I couldn't understand, but you did. You did. And baby girl, for that I am always grateful. And I am forever in love with you, baby girl. If you just joining in, man, I'm just airing out right quick. I just got some joints that I'm running through, just airing out. So I appreciate y'all tuning in and checking out your boy. I'm just gonna run through until I've had enough. A few poems. I may do a few more and get up out of here. I don't know. It's just where I'm at right now. It's hard being on the mic all the time and then not being able to be on the mic now. And I guess that's where I'm at. So yeah, I'm just gonna air some joints out and y'all just ride with me. Ode, this is an ode to remembering the last time school lunch had flavoring. A reminder when mom either had a switch or plastic wiffle ball bat for discipline. Ode to the times when having a sweet snack meant asking a question rather than spending a spell over a hot stove. So ode to having aches in places you've forgotten had feeling. And freezing only because the person next to you is sweating for no apparent reason at all. Ode to children. The little people who feel as if you owe them everything. The same folks who only call when money has found a cutoff switch and every penny has already found a home in someone else's bank account. Ode to feeling that need to grunt every time you sit, every time you stand, every time you have to run into the kitchen because the coffee pot was left on. Ode to forgetting everything except those embarrassing things your family mentioned, especially when company has found a way into your home. Ode to the last time the stairs nearly took your life. To having to work, having to hear about girls' night out and dresses and new hairstyles and how those shoes go perfect with the nail color you had last week, but there's no availability at the nail shop until Tuesday. This is an ode to the survivors, those who struggle with untold challenges, those who fight because that's all they know how to do. And giving up cannot find its placement within their mouths. And every time the enemy whispers, they remember everything they are fighting for. This is an ode to women who own their own sacrifices. The ones who turn their nightmares into fairy tales. She who makes believers out of those who forgot that she has dreams and her dreams come true. Those women who make liars out of those who forgot the mighty power in the God that they believe in. Ode to the mothers. Those women who gave birth to doctors who took final exams with holy jeans and t-shirts on. Women who forgot that this world made them second class, so they made them call their names from podiums, had their names highlighted in the program, and made it so that their faces stayed in someone else's dreams. They would sing songs with her face glowing in the background. To the women who fight tooth and nail and still never give in. She who demands all that she was shunned. To the women fighting for everything many cannot fathom. She who sees a silver lining where others have turned a blind eye. She who has everything someone else desires, like courage, perseverance, a backbone that says, I am woman. I say most hurricanes carry a woman's name, Buildings are constructed for the sake of housing her preciousness. Can't you see? Love songs are written because a woman exists, because her smile says, I can give you this world or I can give you hell if you handle me incorrectly. Have you forgotten that the moon is her best friend and we work all day long just to make it home, to hear the soft of a woman's voice or feel the rhythm of her sweet smile? This is an ode to the woman. Those who make every day better with her presence, just by being here, just by being the strongest being this world has ever known. Ode to the women, ode to her whispers, ode to her silence, and ode to the might that only God himself could have created with a simple glance and with a simple phrase of, whoa, man. What up? What up, everybody? Yeah, I'm just rolling right quick. I'm just rolling through some things, man. Um, yeah, this is just where I'm at in this moment. I just need to air out. I just need to air out. I whispered in the dark, hoping to get an answer for what I cannot understand. Sometimes it feels like Hebrew, the ancient ways you used to summon me to a smile. I wonder how much you know, how much you feel when I speak in your direction. Does it vibrate, baby girl? Does it tell you how the sunlight just winked at you? Can you imagine what we go through? Waiting to make these anxious moments turn into memories. Can you imagine how we will dance? The moment your feet have found their rhythm. Once the first daddy-daughter dance happens before you can speak, I want to see you fly, baby girl. I want to hear how magic made you become a songbird, a wishing well. Can't wait to see God's face when he smiles at our first hug. The first time you kiss me with your fingerprints. I can't wait to run to you after the first nightmare. I hope that you don't have many, but I promise to windshield your worries away, wrap myself around everything that doesn't wear approval like a necktie. Everything that doesn't feel like bright and early. You will not have to find purpose. We're already giving you what you asked for. An Afghan of love, a cardigan filled with bright colors for days when the sun cannot kiss your eyelids, for those days when grandma's hands find you knee deep in uncertainty, for there will be days you are going to remember why a song for you makes me smile. And Donnie's Hathaway's voice wakes me from any slumber that makes me lose my footsteps, baby girl. Everybody can't sing, but nobody has your voice. So command us. Speak in the language of love ballads. Fancy them with your jazz, hip hop, the melodies that make the church doors shake and quiver. Call the church, the mosque, the synagogue, the temple, the believers will hear your chanting, baby girl. Can't you see we need you now? It was written that you will come. And today, baby girl, today, we're waiting. So tomorrow, you will make us new. Mm. Wow. Y'all hold on tight. We're just going for a ride. Let's just take this ride with me. Let's take this ride with me. Just take this ride. I'm going to bounce from book to book. Baby girl, with this book, I grant thee the only entry needed. Within every page and keystroke, I have spread more of me than I can imagine. And it is all for you. It's all so that you never have to wonder what true love feels like. And it should always sound like my voice whispering unto you with this book. Here we are, as we have always been and will remain as it was written, a pair sharing the fundamentals of unconditional love. And with you, I now know love and what it means to feel real love, finding its clear path through this world with this book. I hope to confirm why I make sure you never touch a door handle when I am near. And that you never forget why I run to you whenever there's a bad dream or when unfriendly people make you feel unwelcome. With this book, I hope to umbrella these unpleasant moments. I hope to catch you when life pulls the rug from under your standing. With this book, baby girl, I want you to remember those times when no one else would answer and when it seems like no one else can come to your side. Always remember why I come, why I run. Never question why I run to you or why my mornings become brighter, and somehow find the wings needed to usher in the only smile that melts me away. With this book, I want you to remember the higher power. Believe in that which makes you a better person and know that coincidence and God cannot hold the same space. Baby girl, believe in destiny. Have the courage to be bold and know that your presence keeps this world in balance and spinning in its right axis. With this book, we may not change the world. We can give every bit of who we are to this world, and they will come to know us. And they will know how powerful and beautiful the most precious four-letter word in this world can truly be. With this book, we can make the clouds gather, make the moon rainbow itself behind the dancing stars. With this book, the piano sounds a little sweeter, the chorus feels a bit fuller than last Sunday, and the guitar strings have married the fingers and ears within every measure. For with this book, I hope God is pleased. And I hope the sun shines just a little longer. With this book, baby girl, I pledge to you, just as sure as I'm writing every word, with this book, every eye shall know that I love you. Every ear will witness how dear you are to me. With this book, I grant thee access to every part of me, just as you run through every chamber of this heart. For with this book, I share the deepest notions of my heart. For with this book, baby girl, I say, I love you. On the morning you came home, I danced my way to the store. I remember seeing the sun. It was so bright I could barely see the street signs. It felt like God had removed a veil from my eyes, and now I was seeing things I've never known existed. I can see things I've somehow missed along this journey of mine. On the day we brought you home, baby girl, you were gift wrapped in this infant blanket that sheltered you from the cold of February. Your face matched my face to the T. Seemed like I stared in the mirror for hours that day, watching myself sleep, watching myself nourish for the very first time in the confinements of our home. On the morning you came home, 2 days after your birthday, Valentine's Day became a new thing. The day you were born made that holiday a new thing. On the day you came home, with the sun blinding everything but your infant voice, the cries that told me to hold you and wrap my arms around the most tender package I've known. On the day that you came home, I found my breath. Your name became my holy anthem. I bathed in your whimpers and delighted myself in your drooling in a way that only a father could enjoy. Everything had your name on it. Everything became you. On the day you came home, baby girl, you became everything. February 14th, 2001. You were born on this day, the day the world celebrates the meaning of love at first sight. I've said goodbye to every other love I've known when I saw you. It was Valentine's Day, and I watched your mom split herself so that we could finally hold you. All I could see was hair. Your chubby cheeks made the room glow. When I first held you, I smiled at your heartbeat. I remember how it rhythmed from your mother's womb as it rested against my back. To relive those pressures on her, I remember everything from the ride home to the first bottle feeding. And I would play Brian McKnight CD as I burped you atop of my rocking shoulder. And now, when I think of eagles and 20 below weather, I remember only you. And how this love will always belong to you. And how no one could fill the space that you've occupied since then. On that day, when lovers bought candy and gifts, we shared a tiny room with the hospital staff that said, "It's a girl." And we sighed, and you smiled, and I danced and hung my head in disbelief when I heard your first cry, when I first held you on the day that you were born. On this day, with the perfect lyric in a whisper, and a tone that ripples to the dawning of true affections when nature finds its voice, and it sounds like welcome home to a beating heart. When singing, the perfect melody somehow finds a pillow within an eardrum. I know that it's you. It's you bringing life to my smile, knowing tomorrow shall always, shall always appear by your permission. Every thought of you holds my joyful grins captive, that preciousness engulfed in your majestic perfectness. It will reside within my spirit forevermore. And baby girl, I am so honored to call you mine. Mina, I don't know what you ate today. I'm not sure if your water intake was acceptable, but I do know this. Nothing makes me not worry about you. Nothing says love more than the image of you plastered in my memory. I want to give you the world. In fact, this universe would belong to you if it was up to me. Baby girl, did you know my sleep patterns have changed because of you? I eat more sometimes and less others. You totally changed my space. I don't know how you feel today, but there's connections we will share now. A barrier that has separated the entire world from you and I. I walk with you now. I see you every time my eyelids embrace themselves. You are the silhouette of perfection. I don't know, maybe you have brown eyes. Pretty brown eyes, as light as an opera solo, unforgettable like a purple moon sitting in an orange sky. I wonder if you like blue. If that color delights your heart, much like it delights your sisters, if it will make you smile, like we smile when you reshape your mother's womb, when her stomach stretches from round to bumpy, and when we can't tell if it's an elbow or a foothill, can't see if you're smiling from the fried egg sandwich mommy just fed you. I can tell you love them just as she does, like veggie soup and popsicles and pickles and ices. I wonder if that's why you take her breath away when she sits, gasping for air until she's in need of a strawberry flavor. You know, watching you grow is amazing. Seeing you respond to our voices is like God patting us on our backs, approving what we cannot believe. The journey after dark days made us unsure. But today, baby girl, today the sun is bright. And tonight the moon won't let us reset without you, won't let us rest without you. And this world, in this world, that is all we need to make it through. Just, just you. Uh. I appreciate y'all sticking in there. I needed to air out some things. I'm just in my little vibe right now, and I'm not going to do much more. You know, as performers, you know, we get on, like I said, we get on stages often, and with all of COVID coming in and all the different things that we had to go through, you know, we kind of have to shut down and can't do the things that we love to do. And being on the stage is one of the things that I love to do. And I don't have to necessarily be delivering a poem, but just being able to be on the stage and giving the world the best that I've got. You know, it drains you when you can't do it. You know what I mean? It drains you a lot when you're unable to. Thank y'all for tuning in. Um, I just needed to air out a bit and you know, just share some poems. We ride for you, bro. I appreciate y'all. I really needed to do this today. I just needed to kind of break out and not do too many ugly poems, but I needed some no salt tonight. No salt tonight. No salt tonight. I needed to air out and get a few things off my chest. Thank y'all for tuning in and rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. Um, yeah, I'm gonna read. I'll probably read two more, and I'm gonna get out of here. I ain't gonna keep y'all long. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. Y'all ain't gonna keep me long. I should say it like that. It was at first there was a breeze. It felt like heaven found your skin and made you know what love is like with a simple kiss. We danced and sang every worship song known to our dear people. God knew our names back then. Back when he could hear our prayers, when he spoke our language. It was before they came for us. The traffickers who saw the mighty in our backs, a time before they changed our tribal wardrobes to leg irons and rusted chains. It was these men, evil-spirited and barbaric, hoisting bodies into dungeons at the bottom of slave ships, men, women, innocent children ripped from the arms of their mothers, and now we were at sea, rolling to the rough, shark-infested waters, heading to the arms of foreigners, following the same paths and wind gusts that bring themselves to be known as hurricanes. We've become cargo. We've become niggas not worthy of death. They made us the sideshow in the Middle Passage. My God. Can you hear us now? Can you see the tears streaming from places deeper than fear of what we cannot see? The fear that found comfort where our hunger pains called home, but these waters are relentless. And our spirits are begging for our native tongue, but no one wants to hear me speak. No one cares that death is calling me by my first name, and these chains are so heavy. Why can't my mama hear me? These pirates have taken my baby. These men are being taken and beaten, broken, and no one is coming to save us. Why do they hate us and need us at the same time? What makes this skin color so dull and unworthy of freedom? Shh. They're coming. And no one is coming to save you. Oh, I need to do this one first. Let me do this one first. If you win, if you're just coming in, thank you for coming in. I'm gonna do 2 pieces and we out. Imagine tiptoeing barefoot in the dark. The winter wind chafing your skin as the butchers scratch away at your flesh. Fear and wanting freedom have become the only motivation, so you are praying that no one sees you. Imagine feeling twigs cracking under your bare footsteps while trying to remember 50 paces to the white picket fence, then turn left under the flickering star, run quickly towards the pecan tree and wait quietly. If the candle isn't lit, someone is in the area, so just wait. Don't breathe. Don't be human. Just wait. See, I imagine these stories coming from our ancestors' mouths. A lifetime of scenarios that led to freedom for some and only dreams of a better day for others. Can you imagine what it felt like running from evil faces, screaming the word nigger like it was morning coffee. Just get back here, darky. It would mean to you today is going to be a mighty long day if they catch you. Imagine seeing those bodies tied against the big tree, all those babies wanting to feel human more than anything else in this world. So when you say, let's make America great, what does that mean to the Negroes? Does that phrase help America forget about her past, forget about the Negroes, those who carried her celebration like backpacks? Perhaps she can't see past the bruises and those European last names that don't match our complexions. Oh, sing so beautiful. Your spacious skies are crying out for justice. I see the clouds cringe to the rhythm of an anthem that speaks about fighting for freedom. But America is unwilling to release her captives. Instead, she finds you begging. We find us begging for everything, unable to claim the bodies that America only claims during election time. And still today, they frown at everything that says black folks, everything except black money. And still today, they use us as doormats, bring us to grieving at graveyards too prematurely. And still today, we bounce to their permission. We look for their approval. We dance and sing for acceptance, even at the expense of our own manhood. And still today, our solidarity has no value without them. Our sacrifice is only measured by what their standards are. And still today, with belly up to their authority, we answer the calling with their smiles. We shuffle around for them. Still today, they tell us why, they tell us when, they tell us how, they tell us if. And still today, our reckoning only comes when they say so by their specifications. And still today, we can still hear her humming nigger. She still won't hear our suffering, won't listen to what could repair us. Damn your reparations. Still today, to cram 400 plus years of suffering into a 28-day month like we didn't build this bitch, like black bloodied hands, prick fingers, back-breaking labor didn't build their home. Did you forget who we are, how we got here, the rough waters in the bottom of those slave ships? It was my folks who died here. It was their voices who straddled these hurricanes, the ones that you cannot find shelter from. It was my folks who built this land, my folks who made that trip. It was my folks who built this shit. It was my folks who you will need to remember. And when Juneteenth comes around, America, it is my folks you will see. And one day it will be my folks who you imagine. Imagine walking in a man, left foot over right foot like any other man you see, seated in the highest seat in this world has ever known. Imagine still being called a nigger, still called unfit. Someone spat on your name as if the syllables made their taste buds sour. Imagine what it felt like, having to shake the hands of men who never forgot the fraction they branded on your black skin, the ugly they've laced against your culture, spoke as if your kind forgot this wasn't your home, and they stare at you like your fingerprints forgot its identity. Imagine being the leader of the free world, and still they call you a coon, a hambone, a nigger. They insult your birthright, call your family animals. Imagine you, a black man, educated and so fancy they can't shake your bones. Can't wait to see you fail. Can't stand seeing your picture hanging along the walls in that White House, a structure our ancestors built in the middle of what America holds dear. Imagine holding a position in a country the highest lawman in this country could ever know, the commander in chief, paramount of salutations, and they still call you nigger, still call you criminal. They mirror your kind in a portrait of belittlement. Every time they mention your family name, someone's stomach knots itself, turns inside out, because you're not supposed to be here. Not supposed to walk in here. Shouldn't be able to spoil the front door with your fingerprints. Imagine holding a title that made you untouchable, and still they only called you a nigger. Imagine how former presidents rotisserie themselves in their graves, spirits burn through their forever homes, the last resting place they will ever know. Anger burning through what the good old boys thought they could control, tarnish what the forefathers lassoed away from everyone who shine like you did, shine like you do. He walked in a man, a black man. Education shined his tongue like a medallion. His speech sharpened, chiseled the hearts of the naysayers, caused their front teeth to grind against themselves. He made them liars, pulled scabs from the lies of the men who cussed him with their backs turned. They never saw him coming. Never nightmared a day when a brown skinned backside would rest against White House sheets and showers. Never saw him sitting in a seat their fathers couldn't touch, walk on a carpet most of their fathers couldn't afford to rent. I watched them call him monkey, non-American, illegal, against everything this country called righteous. But he walked in a man, y'all. A black man. Education blinged his voice box like jewels, trimmed his language like priceless diamonds that crystallized his perfect verbiage, branded his brilliance against elite, raised his person like red letters in your favorite Bible. I said he walked in a man. A black man, tough skin and bronze in what his creator blessed him with. A man we will never forget. A black man whom we will forever call Mr. President. That's my salute to Barack Obama, man. That's my salute to Barack Obama, man. I appreciate y'all sticking in with me. Yeah, I just needed to air out, man. I just needed to air out. I appreciate y'all for sticking with me and rocking with me. I didn't realize I was on for this long, but I thank y'all. I thank y'all for being there with me and rocking out with me, man. It's just one of those days. Sometimes you just got to air some things out, and so I hope that y'all learn some things. This is actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if my brother Witz was in here, but we're getting ready to do an event. Miss Betty. All right, Miss Betty, I'll do one more. So yes, Stefan, that means you got to get rid of her. We're getting ready to do, we're gonna read from our books, but we're going to allow people to have questions and ask us the inspiration behind some of those books. So, you know, my brother Witz and I, we have 3 books a piece. That's 6 books. So we're probably going to do 2 books each night. He do a book and I do a book, and we're going to allow people to share conversation and ask questions, ask us questions, and we'll talk about it. And so I hope that y'all will join us for that. It's going to be in January, so y'all get ready. It's not going to be a free event, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not going to be a free event. We didn't really get to do a book signing because of COVID, and I know, right? I should have put my Cash App up a long time ago. I don't know what I was waiting for. I don't know what to do, Miss Betty, but I'm find something. Like I said, I just been picking out random poems to do. Um, and you know, this is where we ended up. And you know, I'm hoping that y'all enjoyed it. I hope that if you're on Facebook, I didn't get to see your messages, but I will get to check them out shortly after this is posted, and I'll answer them. And we'll see what happened. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Miss Betty, I'm trying to find out what to do. Um, thank you, Venus, for putting that, mentioning that in there. Um, those were not random. You was led to do that. That's right, Mike. Say that. That's what that was read to do. Uh, and I'm trying to find out what I'm gonna do next for Miss Betty because she asks. And she asks. Don't. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what to do. Miss Betty, I don't know what to do. Thank everybody for tuning in. Made me call my son. That's what's up, Mike. And again, that's what we're supposed to do, right? We are supposed to, our work is supposed to be just that. It's supposed to be work. And when we deliver a message, the message should be received in a way that, you know, makes sense for people to, you know, to become something other than what they were. And yeah, I have so much work. I have so much work to do. I'm not gonna do that one. That was the poem I did in the competition. I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna find one more. Whatever you want to do, I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna get out of here. But I gotta figure out which one I want to do. And yeah, if y'all haven't bought a book, y'all can actually buy a book, or You Were Led by the Most High. I believe that, Miss Betty. I believe that. And I'm looking at some of these poems that I want to give y'all, but I can't give y'all. How about I read? How about I read from my timeline, some stuff that I put on my Facebook timeline? That work for y'all? I wrote some stuff on my timeline. Wrote history. Damn, you still got me. Yeah, because you know how they say, and this is why we're gonna do what we said we're gonna do, and allow people to talk about it because we want to be able to share share our gift with people, and help them understand how we get to to the points that we get to with our poems and what they mean to us, and how split it in the one drop. How the wordplay game works. You know, you feel the thing and you go with it. You know, and sometimes it's not just what you feel. Sometimes it's all about what you feel. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm trying to. Where's this? I'm trying to see this poem from. Is it from up here? I think it's this one. I wrote this. I was writing this on. Yeah, this is one of the poems that I wrote on the plane when I was coming back from California. I was coming back from. Where was I at? I was in Florida. Come on, y'all, help me out. Y'all know where I was at. I'm trying to do 3 things at a time here. All right, I'm gonna read this last piece, and this is it. Marley mission. From here, it looks safe. Floating across the sun-dried pillows, gliding through sun rays and silent winds. I wonder if you could smell them. Wonder if their blood stains fragrance the air up here. I wonder if parts of their bones pincushion themselves in these clouds. Perhaps God left them as a sign so we wouldn't forget them. Made them an instrument to jazz up this fairy tale. I wonder if you can hear them. If their voices are the only things keeping this plane afloat. I know I've traveled here before, but it didn't feel like this. Guess I had my eyes closed on my last ride, had blinders that kept me from seeing their words line all of this fluffiness. From this plane scaling over these plantations that never called us human beings before. I wonder, does it feel the same? Is the air still 18th century thick, as stale as it has always been since Americans stole this grounds? Like I've said, I've been here before. Read about the table scraps that fed lifelines, the ripped backs and lynchings that white folks thought was just. Made them smile and create billboards to celebrate these atrocities. How did God miss this? Didn't send a storm, didn't send warriors to come save them, but how did they find them? The gods who thought so little of black folks saw us hang and never saw us pray. Never gave us more than hope. Could he not see them smiling? The same smiles they are still wearing today, the same stares, same grins, the same actions that hide their dirty secrets, the same smiles that carry evil in their back pockets. Did it smell like bigotry? Does it smell like slave trading? Does it smell like rape, genocide, like dirt roads and murder? I bet you can still hear their footsteps, especially at nighttime when dreams don't hide the truth anymore. I bet they haunt your homes and farmlands and tell your great-great-grandchildren what their great-great-grandfathers did. See, I'm asking you these questions on purpose, because these clouds won't stay quiet. The noisy footprints don't stop thumping in my eardrums. I am so tired of hearing you call yourselves niggers, glorifying the labels your ancestors died for. I have traveled these grounds before, smelled the grasslands that once reeked of pricked fingers and cotton fields, the plantations that smell like hurry up before Massa gets back. They've crossed these lands before airplanes, before freedom papers, before black men sought pride in calling themselves niggers. I am tired of hearing you call yourselves niggers, tired of you glorifying spoilage and making it dress you like jewelry, like fine silks. I'm tired of your foolery. Sick of this stench, the one that continues even after you've walked away. In fact, maybe that's the only way you will get this message. After I turn my back and walk away. Listen, thank y'all so much for sitting here with me while I read. Allow me to get this off. I need to release some things and get some things off. I'm so grateful to y'all. I know all of you in here, right? I know every one of y'all pretty much in here. I don't think I have any new faces in here. If you're on YouTube, you're watching on Facebook, if you've not heard me read before, you've heard me read for the first time here. I'm happy to be able to do what it is that I do. I'm happy to be able to teach people. Yes, and this is what I do for a living. And for the person who texts me, my Cash App is Coach Josh Smalls. If you want to go ahead and do something in, Coach Josh Smalls, $ Coach Josh Smalls. So if you're in my Cash App, you know I'm talking to you. And if you're not in my Cash App and you want to do that, you can definitely do that. I really appreciate that too. Y'all know the Cash App. But thank y'all so much for tuning in and rocking with your boy. There's a lot of work to be done. I'm so grateful to be in the presence of you all, and joining this time. So yeah, okay, I'll do that. Thank you. I'll do that. I'll do that on both. I'll do that on both. So we'll have it. I'll do that on both. If you're just coming in, we were throwing out for about an hour. Well, I guess I've been throwing down for about an hour. I don't think nobody else was in here but me doing poems. So yeah, I'm gonna put it. Okay, it's on Insta, right? And then I'm gonna put it on here just for y'all, so y'all can see it. I think as artists, you know, sometimes we forget to do those kind of things. We just kind of just we just kind of do it because this is what we do. And you know, we don't mind. I'm grateful to be here tonight. I'm grateful to be able to share. You made me forget what I was about to cook. Well, I hope you remember what you was about to cook. And yeah, thank y'all so much, man. I just, you know, I've had a scatterbrain. I got a lot of things going on in my world, and um, I'm trying to stop saying but sometimes it sticks with me. There's lot that I'm doing, a lot that I'm working on, and I don't think people understand when you are your own job. I am my own job. For y'all that don't know that, I am my own job. Like if I don't make a dime, I don't make a dime, you know, and that's just how I am. So I work hard with what I do. I love what I do. There's a few master classes coming up. I got a few poetry competitions coming up. Several different things that I'm doing to really get this brand out there. Y'all that know me, all of you who are my friends and my family who rock with me all the time. I ask you to do one thing. I don't even ask you to donate to me. I don't ask you to put money in my Cash App. I ask you to share my work and share people that, if nothing else, I gain the followers I need and things like that. That's the only thing I ever ask y'all for. You know, you've always support me and my brother, and I'm really appreciative of that. I love y'all for that. But I always ask you to help us promote us, you know, help us get our names further out. Somebody we don't know, somebody who's on YouTube, ask them to follow us, ask them to follow my YouTube page. Thank y'all for coming on in the mornings with me and rocking with me. Y'all know I do. This is what I do, and this is all that I have. Yes, I am a business, and everybody, you should be a business. You should be your own business. And if you ain't got no business, find some business, because you should be paying yourself to do whatever it is that you do. Everything you do in life, you should be getting paid for. And I gotta watch how I say that, because I know some of y'all is dirty minded. But thank y'all so much. I'll answer a few questions if y'all have any before I go. You are welcome to ask me a question if you want. I'll answer a few. But like I said, we're getting ready to do something amazing. My brother and I, to each his own, the song. And I hope that you all join in and be a part of that. We're going to be doing some great things. Thank you very much. Thanks, cousin. We're going to be doing some great things. If y'all don't have any questions, I'm getting out of here. I kind of exercised enough at this moment, and I think I'm going to chill. I think I'm going to make me some more food and be greedy. And all of y'all that know me know that I'm going to have me some coffee. No, I'm not having no coffee tonight. I'm good. I'm good. You said something that reminded me of the song. Oh, okay. All right. Well, listen, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out and hang up, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Please share my link. Please respond to messages if you on how you get ready to do amazing when you already awesome. Thank you so much, Carla. Thank you so much. Follow my page, please. The YouTube channel is important. I'm trying to grow the YouTube channel. I have some major things going. I need to grow my channel. So if you're on here when I post the YouTube, or if you're not, first of all, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then please share the YouTube link. I'm not worried about the Facebook link, because the Facebook link doesn't allow numbers. It's just there. But the YouTube link is important to me. So if you can do the YouTube link, and if you need it, I can send it to you in your DM. Just hit me up when we get off here, and I'll send it to you. Please share it. Ask your folks, your friends, your family to subscribe to it. Ask them to share it. And that's when you can't donate, sharing a post is just as valuable. So thank y'all so much for that. So again, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Y'all be loved, be peace, be blessed. Have an amazing day. And I will see y'all in the morning. Coffee time with Coach John. You already know what it is. Peace and love. IG.